Welcome, everyone, to another edition of Stepping Up to the Plate. So glad you could join us. I'm your host, Michael Vega, and I'm joined here on the dais by my main man, Al Prizzuti, with so much to discuss as the Red Sox continue on their torrid streak towards the playoffs with win after win, comeback win after comeback win. And they're getting it done with all the guys at the bottom of their roster, the top of the roster, bottom of the bullpen, top of the bullpen, back of the rotation, top of the... It's all hands on deck right now for the Red Sox. And now they're going to be getting reinforcements, we understand, in the form of Trevor Story, Roman Anthony, and maybe Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, who's probably going to be going back to the end of the line, where I think rightfully he should be behind the likes of Andrew Monasterio and Nick Sogard, and of course my main man, Anthony Ziegler. I love that guy. You know. And then there's Caleb Durham, you know, holding down the fort. Oh, Mickey Mantle Gasper. Unbelievable. Jesus. That kid. He just rakes.
2 walks, 2 home runs.
He's been on base 8 times.
It's unbelievable.
And how are you going to displace him? So Chad Tracy, the Red Sox interim manager, when are they going to do him the service of just naming him the manager?
But the thing going forward here is there's a conundrum here. What do you do?
Yes, Al.
You've
I was just going to
got
bring that up.
Story coming back. The kid that's been playing shortstop, Monasterio, has been hitting. He's a better hitter right now. Story was 5 for 25, I think, down at Woo.
Yeah.
And he struck out 8 times. So this is what he's been at times like. So what do you do with him? Do you put him in? Do you take Monasterio and play him only occasionally? Then what do you do with Roman Anthony? Then what do you do with Jared Duran? I mean, they got a lot of questions coming up.
Here, if I'm counseling Chad Tracy, here's what I would tell him: don't disrupt your rhythm. Don't disrupt what's working. Okay, integrate those guys, intersperse them. You know, when your guys need a day off, they're not going to be everyday players right now. They cannot.
I think
they haven't proven themselves over the course of the season the way these guys have.
I think Anthony's going to be a DH.
A DH. He slides into that spot nicely with Yoshida out on the IR. He's out for a bit.
Well, he's
and
a
so you can put him in there. He's a lefty.
You can play him against righties, and you might play him against lefties both as a DH.
But don't displace Jared Duran right now from left field, because that could send him off a cliff emotionally and mentally. And right now he's hanging on. And he's producing.
Well, you know.
And last night against the Marlins, when he came up to bat, Al, with the bases loaded, you know what? Honestly, I said, this guy's going to hit it. He's going to send it. I thought it's going out of the ballpark.
Well, I mean, if you're the Red Sox, what you got to do with Duran, because they're going to get rid of him,
I don't know.
Well, they're going to get rid of him.
Yeah.
There's no question they'll get rid of him. But the question is, what value did they get? So if they play him, and they should play him because he's starting to hit, and he's hitting home runs and knocking in runs and whatnot, the value goes up. If they don't play him right now, everybody's going to look and say he hit 204, he ended up with 16.
Okay, so I'll play devil's advocate out here. So you play him and you improve his value to your team, but at which point do you realize and you say to yourself, is he valuable to us still?
No.
You know, so what does he bring back in return? Does he bring back a frontline player? Or does he bring back, draft picks or minor league prospects?
Well,
that
alone,
haven't been proven
he'll
yet?
bring in more. Right now, he'll bring in 2 things. One is alone, maybe not, but you put Jared Duran with another ball player, whoever, the catcher there that played last night, Wong, and a reliever, because they maybe. You can get a pitcher, you could get a hitter. You don't need another outfielder. They're fine on the outfield.
Yeah.
And they don't need a shortstop because they got the kid down in the minors that's going to be their
Franklin
shortstop
Arias,
in the future.
That's
so
another
what do you
one.
need? Second baseman, maybe. You don't know what this kid that
Sogard, Ziegler can handle that, I think.
Not on an everyday basis, but
you platoon
the other
him.
kid that hurt his hand
Curtis
could be your second Mead.
Curtis
whatever.
Mead, yeah.
He could be
that
your
guy.
second baseman.
Well, maybe you wind up sending him somewhere. Getting something for that guy.
Yeah.
But Yeah, I mean, Mead's not going to be playing this year.
And the interesting thing with Abreu,
Garrett Crochet won't be playing this year, I don't think.
Well, yeah, I don't think so, but maybe they don't need him yet.
Yeah.
You know, Abreu's in a real tailspin right now. His batting average is down to about 250. And this is what's
He's
amazing.
likely to get hot, though.
Well, that's what it's amazing about him is that he goes on a streak where he hits home runs and but he's a great outfielder. The other kid, Cedeno Rafael, doesn't have as much power as him. Is as good a center fielder as he is a right field. Doesn't have the arm that Abreu has.
Yeah.
Accuracy, but they're set on that side. Duran is still a weakness for them for a number of reasons, and that's why he's going to go. I think Story's
But
gone
here's
too.
here's his greatest asset, Al. His speed.
Oh,
His speed is unquestioned. I mean, you look at what he did. He turned a single in one game into a triple because he saw the right fielder lollygagging and basically jogging to the ball, and he said, "You know what? I'm going to take third on this one." He rounds first, he goes to second, and he's
but if you're a
standing on
GM,
third.
you sit back and say, this guy was an all-star 2 years ago. He's not having a great year in terms of batting average. He's not the problem with the kid is he's got
He plays
this.
He does. He is stuck between his ears a little bit.
A little.
But he gave an interesting insight to Jemai Webster on Nesson last night after he hits the grand slam, the game that turned that 7-3 win on its ear. You know, he wound up saying something to me that was prescient. He said his approach in that moment, in that big moment where he met the moment, was not to go up pressuring himself to do something for himself, but for the team. So he carried, and he says, I felt like a 100-pound weight was lifted off my shoulder because you know what? He let himself alleviate himself of that weight by just focusing on the team, the moment, the task at hand. And I think those small little details that if he can focus on those things instead of the periphery, he's going to be okay. Yeah. And you know what? He produced out. And that guy, I mean, the way he swings the bat, no one's more efficient than, say, Yoshida or right now Mickey Gasper. I mean, that kid, unbelievable. How do you displace him from your roster right now? You know, and they're going to have to set their rosters pretty soon.
Yeah,
they're going to have their call-ups, and you know, does Arias going to get called up here?
That's why I say right now they're in a conundrum of what to do. I mean, I wouldn't want to be in the GM spot or the manager spot.
Do you leave Mickey Gasper out of it? Sogard out of it?
At some point, they're going to have to say this
guys who've been
this
catalysts.
Is my team going into the playoffs. If they, you
know what? I'll live with those guys right now. Yeah. Let's give them a run into the playoffs.
How about Tolley? He pitched another good game last night. He gave up the 2 home runs, but he only gave up. Look at
4 hits.
Both teams only had 7 hits the whole game.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a game where 2 errors, one on the Red Sox side, one on the Miami side, put the game at 3-3.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was kind of a sloppy game at the end.
Well, I mean, the ball that the umpire took off his face mask that allowed the run to score to tie it was extraordinary. But, yeah, I mean, those are the things, Al. You win the games on the margins. And it's so true in every sport.
Well,
basketball, football,
think about
hockey, the same way.
You got to win those games on the margins. You got 6 innings out of Tolley. Yeah. Gives up two runs, 4 hits.
Yeah.
For the rest of the game, the rest of the 5 innings, they give up 3 hits. So the relief pitching has done the job.
Big time.
And Aroldis Chapman did not pitch.
And, you know, you look at the Red Sox now as they stand, they're 14 games above 500.
They're only a game and a half behind the Yankees.
Yeah, what a stark turnaround from when they were 14 games below. And, you know, no one's been the poster child of this turnaround than Caleb Durbin. In his last 76 games out, do you realize he's hitting .304 with 46, I think, RBIs, you know, and 50 runs scored. And he's got, like, I think, 11 home runs during that stretch.
Yeah, it's Gasper and him are the who's Gasper?
Who's those guys?
Who's Durbin?
Right.
But, I mean, you kind of expected some of the other, well, Sigler and Sogard, I think are good guys to have on your team because they can play a lot. One of them can play a lot of positions. And they're hitting occasionally in the clutch.
And what a coincidence, Al. The guys who spent all this time on the IR, on the IL, now all of a sudden they're feeling great. Oh yeah, I'm good. They're watching these guys take over their spots in the lineup, and now they're feeling great. They're ready to come back.
See, this is again getting in like with Contreras the other day when he didn't run out the ball to first base.
Al.
He had an injury.
That guy's been beat up.
And
He's playing
Tracy
beat up,
said, I understood what was going on there. Contreras said the fans don't understand he's right.
Yeah.
I mean, ground ball hit. He was going to be out no matter what he did.
That dude deserves no derision whatsoever. Yeah. He plays hard. He plays with his heart on his sleeve. He brings it. He's been a great leader in the clubhouse. He stood up for his teammates.
They've got a team that maybe represents Venezuela more than the Red Sox.
Well, you know what? And they had quite a time there, reliving their World Baseball Classic victory there in that same ballpark. But and now, Al, comes a series. The Red Sox will send
Yankees.
Well, they got to close out.
They got today.
Yeah.
7 o'clock again, 6 o'clock.
Sonny Gray goes to the mound for the Red Sox. I like my chances with him on the mound, of pulling a sweep. And then they head to New York, where pivotal weekend, I think, because they can catch and then pass them.
Playing 4 in New York, I've seen this before. The Red Sox sweep them here, then they go down there, and everybody's expecting the Red Sox to play well, and they get swept there. It depends. We'll see. What
would you take, Al? Salvage a split? Would that be good?
Oh yeah. If they go down to New York and win 2, if they win 3, they're huge. But if they take 2 and the Yankees take 2, win the first game is most important though. When you go down for a 4-game series, you win the first game. Now you got 3 games to win 1 or 2. It's going to be hard at this late in the season to sweep the Yankees in New York. It just doesn't happen.
And I think Sandoval goes in that game, doesn't he, in the opener? Is he going?
I don't know.
Not Suarez.
Well, it can't be Suarez, and it can't be Tolley. It can't be. Well, I would think it is, yeah.
Sandoval.
And he's susceptible right now.
Yeah. So, but at any rate,
depends. If Sandoval against Schlitter, I'll take Schlitter.
Yeah, you got to. But you know what? He's shown some vulnerability too.
Well, everybody does. Nobody goes through a season unscathed, whether it's hitting or pitching. It just doesn't happen.
Well, this team has gone scathed. The Red Sox, at the beginning of the season, 14 behind to fight their way back to 14 above 500 in the mix now for the AL wild card. Maybe the top seed, or maybe even winning the division if they play their cards right, they play well. And that's the thing, Al. I think they've shown me to be a team that plays good baseball. They play it the right way. They can manufacture runs. They can hit for power. They can do a lot of different things, and they put a lot of pressure on you on the base paths when they get speedsters like Rafaela and Duran on board, And so I like how this team right now is presently constructed. And so to your point, I don't want to see that disrupted by the addition of these guys. It's going to be hard not to do it, but let's hope that
this is going to dictate to Story where he's going to be next year.
Not here. I don't think so.
And I don't think it'll be here.
No.
But if they play him and he does well, they might say we keep him around and let Arias. And when Arias comes up, he's going to help him. He's a good shortstop. Story. He's a better shortstop than he is a hitter. And people forget where he came from. He was in a hitter's ballpark. He came here and.
But guys like Monasterio, Sigler, Sogard, they've shown me a lot this year. They showed me they deserve to be on the major league roster, and I have no qualms with them, setting the roster with those guys.
Well, the second
I'll take my chances.
Second Babe Ruth is probably not going to be back, and that's Casas. So that
he's in witness protection along with Tanner Houck.
Well, there's three guys in the Hall of Fame that for some reason took the wrong hall, so they're not in the Hall of Fame, but they're in a hall.
Yeah,
and that's Campbell, Casas,
detention hall.
and the 60-game Babe Ruth,
Who?
Anthony.
Oh,
he's only
you
played
putting him in
60.
detention hall?
Well, we'll see what he does. I mean, he hits a home run the other night, 400 and something feet. I mean, he hit it really well in Portland. Then he goes down to the Woo Sox and he hits a home run, and they've got him in the Hall of Fame again. Let's see what he does against the bigs.
Okay.
Maya did the same
pick.
thing.
Yeah.
Fourth round, first. He was the fourth pick
Overall.
ahead of Anthony, incidentally. Overall.
Yeah. He hasn't showed me a thing.
And you can say what you want about
You know
Rafael
what? That
Devers.
guy, to me, he just was like reeking of entitlement.
Who?
Mayor.
Oh, well.
Yeah. He walked around like, okay, I'm in the show now. I know what to do. And he had no clue. He had a swing. He had some power. But you know what? He couldn't stand up
Nobody
to the
comes
grind of the season.
Very few
and the guys who are
people-
showing up to the grind of the season are the guys on this roster
Yeah,
right
but
now.
there's very few people who come into baseball from the minors and do what they did in the minors in the majors.
Yes.
It takes a while to get adjusted. There are only a few. Ted Williams was one.
Yeah.
Come up in 39 and had a tremendous season.
Right.
Okay? But that's unusual. So you get Anthony. Let's see what he does in 120, 130, 140 games in a full season. If he ends up hitting 280, which I'd be surprised at, I don't think he's that great a hitter.
Yeah.
But he doesn't seem to have as much power as I would like. But maybe he's a 280, 20 home runs, 80 RBI guy.
And you look at around the league, there are teams that have been energized by the presence of young players who've come up. The Yankees, George Lombard Jr., the guy who they brought up. The Cardinals, oh my God, how could we forget this kid, Joshua Baez? Oh my God, 3 homers in his first 3 at-bats, for the Cardinals against the Cubs at Wrigley, Al. In front of his family, and what a great story that's been. He's energized that franchise. Like
Well, I mean, he hasn't hit since. He only hit 1 home run
he
since.
he hit another one.
Yeah, 1.
Yeah, and then of course you got Arias right now with the Red Sox. People excited about him coming up, but I just think that you've got to be loyal to the guys, and you've got to dance with those that brung you. And I think that you got to dance with Sogard. You got to dance with Monasterio. You got to dance with Mickey Gasper. Come on, Mickey Gasper. I love that guy.
Well, what Monasterio's hit.
He's
Let me tell
hit.
you that. He's a hitter.
played.
He's not a great,
played well.
great fielder, but he's a hitter.
Sigler, Sogard. Those guys are giving you energy, Al. During the grind of the season, and they've been positive for your clubhouse. So
Well,
it'll be interesting.
the problem for Story now is if he comes up and strikes out like he's been striking out even before,
Again, that's how you disrupt.
they'll
this team.
boo him at Fenway.
Oh, no doubt.
You know?
He'll hear it. Well, the other team that's getting ready to make big roster decisions and has made a couple already is the Patriots. Al, the Patriots traded Kayshon Boutte, who we all knew was probably on his way out. Talented receiver, a guy who was drafted by the Belichick regime. And it seems like Mike Vrabel is slowly kind of clearing out all of those guys from the roster, and he's bringing in his guys, And so now that, they're getting ready to set the roster there, they've created some room in the receivers room. They brought in Jalen Reed, who is a backup safety in Houston, but they need depth in their secondary.
You know what? They
right now they got to sign
Boutte, and
Christian
they get a safety and a 7th round draft pick. I don't know.
Yeah.
I would have released them.
Well, they got some draft capital, and they got a guy that can help their depth on the back end.
I think the bigger question is what are they going to do with Gonzalez? I mean, the thing keeps getting worse and worse.
Well, I think Robert Kraft, Mr. Kraft, misplayed his hand a little bit when he came out and he put the onus on them by saying, and them, I mean Gonzalez's camp, his representatives, by saying that they have an offer in hand for to make him the richest in
Well, they
NFL
reiterated
history.
it yesterday. They said the same thing.
Right. So the number is the number, and they got to work it out. Either they sweeten the pot with more guarantee, that would make him the richest. They maybe give him some leverage in the latter part with an opt-out. I don't know how they work that out in the NFL. But NFL, once they control you, they control you.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. They play Cleveland Thursday, I think it is. Whether he plays or he doesn't, I don't think he'll play. But
and you know what? What I'm seeing, I'm watching these Hard Knocks series it's on Seattle Seahawks, and I'm sitting there, I'm sitting there looking at their roster, and specifically their receivers. Al, the receivers are no joke over there. They're no joke.
Well, the whole team.
You got Cooper Kupp. You got Jackson Smith and Jigba, who's the reigning offensive rookie of the year. I mean, it's going to be a tough cover for this team if they don't have Gonzalez in the mix.
It'll be tough even with them. I mean, they're Seattle, the reigning champs.
The champs.
And I think that they exposed the Patriots for what they were at the end of the season. I mean, you get a great team like Seattle, a good, team that wins it. And they showed that the Patriots were, young, with a young quarterback, and maybe the schemes that they put up against that defense weren't good.
And weren't as solidly constructed up front as they probably thought they were.
The offensive line really was exposed.
Well, you had two rookies on the left side, Campbell and Jared Wilson.
Now
Jared Wilson slid over.
Campbell in preseason. I haven't heard that much. Maybe he hasn't played that much. But
no, it's because he hasn't done anything wrong, Al.
Either that or he hasn't.
And the guy who has been Caleb Lomu, who is, I think they're sadly finding out that he may be overmatched out on the perimeter. And I saw it, I mean, in one of these preseason games, I saw that guy be put on roller skates and just driven back. But it looked like Will Campbell got bigger, heftier, stronger. He's got a stronger punch. I think now he's more suited to play the position because he knows the type of guys that he's going to see on the edge now. He has now a clear mental picture of how to play that position in the NFL. Different animal in college.
Well,
where your speed and athleticism can maybe.
Well, the biggest thing against Campbell is who's he up against.
Correct.
If he's up against one of the better ones, he's struggled. They've beaten him, every one of them.
Well,
so
Myles Garrett had a field day against him, but who hasn't struggled against Myles Garrett?
But I mean, that's going to be the measure.
Right.
I mean, if he's playing well against weaker, then everybody's going to go, big deal. If he plays well against some of the better players, then they're going to say, you know what, he's figured it out.
And conversely, Al, that's a weakness of the Patriots, is their edge rushers now.
Yeah, I think so.
They don't have that guy like a Myles Garrett. They don't have.
I think the expectation is going to be interesting because I don't see them as being as good as they were last year from a record standpoint because they're playing a much more difficult schedule. They played an easy schedule last year.
Well, look who they open against.
Yeah, so if they finish the season
on a Wednesday,
I know 10-7.
Yeah,
I think that's pretty good for this team.
9-7.
I think 10-7, 17, right?
10-7.
10-7.
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, if they finish 11-6, big deal. That's big.
12-5. They win the division. 12-5.
They could.
Yeah.
And it could happen. I think you've got a lot of. Okay, let's see what they do against. I mean, it's not as easy as saying, okay, they played a tough schedule and they won. Last year they played an easy schedule, so let's see what they do.
And they won.
But let's see what they do against the.
They got lucky
schedule.
last year too.
Yeah.
I mean,
but
you got to take advantage of those fortuitous opportunities. You know, and they did, and against no expectation whatsoever. Al, there was no expectation that Mike Vrabel was going to take that team with a young quarterback, a new coordinator, a new offense, a new defense.
Well,
that was being operated by a kid who was a linebackers coach who stepped in for the defensive coordinator who spent the entire year fighting prostate cancer, and now they go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but the reason why that expectation is nobody was going, wow, we're playing the best. What they said was they were taken lightly in a light schedule. Nobody's going to take them lightly this year.
No.
They made it to the Super Bowl last year.
Yeah.
So everything is much more difficult.
The road is going to be much more
Difficult than it was last
yes.
year. So we'll see.
And it begins in Seattle out against the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, you want to get a glimpse of how good they are. Watch that HBO Hard Knocks special.
Yeah.
I mean, you see what a great coach that guy Mike McDonald is. Some of the players they have on their defense are tremendous. Offensively, they're tremendous. They drafted a great running back. This kid, Jadarian Price out of Notre Dame.
Mm-hmm.
I think he may have been better than Jeremiah Love, but he was Jeremiah Love's backup at Notre Dame.
I mean, this is like everything. I mean, all sports is like this. Let's see what's going to happen with the Celtics without Jaylen Brown, how the Patriots are going to do with a more difficult schedule, how the Red Sox are going to do having played bad the first half, good the second half. Can they sustain it through the playoffs? I mean, and then the Bruins. The Bruins are going to come in with pretty much the same team.
No captain now.
Well, Pasternak will be named the captain, in my opinion, or he should be. But they really didn't add as much as other teams have. Let me put it that way.
No,
not as much as they should have, but not as much as other teams. I think other teams got better in the division than they did.
And now we got Al. We got to talk about this a little bit too in golf. Some of the big changes coming to golf with the Tour Championship.
Yeah.
Now going to match play, which is going to be interesting. And now you've got the Tour Championship medal play for the last time this year. Right now it's anyone's ball game. Or do you think Scotty Scheffler can still pull it out?
Well, I think Scheffler, the only reason he struggled last week was he was really sick.
Yeah.
And he shouldn't even have played. He should have pulled himself out of it because he was really bad sick. Yeah. But when he's on, it's like when Tiger was on. Everybody chased Tiger. Everybody chases Scheffler. If you're ahead by 2 or 3 strokes, going to the 10th, and you look over your shoulder and the guy's chasing you is Scheffler, you go, I can't make a mistake.
Yeah.
Where if it's whoever, other name, you go, you know what, all I have to do is power in or get a birdie.
Wyndham Clark,
Sam
Burns.
Wyndham Clark is still, I mean, for some reason, the fans were all over him. And he said he was a little aggravated about it.
Well, he's not warm and cuddly like
he never
Scheffler
was. I mean, I know he tore apart the clubhouse there a couple of years ago. But anyways, that's sports. I mean, I watch now at my age, I hate even to say what it is, and I go, you know what? You don't know until they play. Years ago when I was a kid, I always voted for my team. I pushed for my team, even though I knew they weren't going to win.
Yeah.
I hope. Now I just go, you know what? I hope they play well. I hope this, and I want to see competition.
Yep. And we're going to see that this month as it starts to ramp up, and we'll be excited to see how it turns out for the Red Sox and Patriots as well. All righty, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us. That'll do us for us this time here on Steppin' Up. We'll see you next time. Take care.